I have built many tugboats in Stormworks, but none of them have been quite to the standard that I really want them to be. So, today we're going to design and build ourselves a tugboat that is, kind of the old-fashioned longer variety than the new ones, and hopefully it will work. So, let's go ahead and start building the hull first, and then move on to, obviously, the bridge, the engine, all of that stuff, and hopefully it'll be cool. Let's go. So, starting out, let's go ahead and move the block to the front, just like so. I don't know how well I'm going to do this, but we're going to try our best to make it nice. So, starting out, we are going to go with these guys. That's right, we're going to go with 1x1 wedges, just like so. And I think we'll actually do 3 of them. So 1 there, 2 there, 3 there. Moving back from there, we are going to go with 1x2 wedges. These guys right here. So we're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. It's looking a little bit too pointy right now, but that's okay. And then we're going to go with 1x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those as well. Alright, that is far too pointy. So, instead of just continuing, we've deleted all of that, and instead of having 3 here, we're going to have 5. So, 1 more, and 1 more. There we go. We're then going to jump in with these guys, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And then these guys going from here, and that should be a lot better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might even be too big. That might be too wide. So, actually, delete 2 of these. Yeah, that looks nice, I think. So, we've now got to build in the actual ship from here, so we're going to go down, but first, weirdly, I'm actually just going to go ahead and copy and paste this upwards. I know that seems like a pretty strange thing to do, but we're going to do it. So, 1 there you go, 1 there, and another one just above that. There we go. Merge all of these guys together. There we go, and there we go. Awesome. It is now time to go down, so let's go ahead and use... I was going to go with 1x2s originally, so these guys. However, I am actually thinking we start with a 1x4. So we'll do 1 of those, and we'll obviously send it all the way around, just like this. There we go, so there's some of those. We're then going to go with some of these, which are 2x4s, and then some 4x4s, and hopefully, I am hoping... this will work out. Instead of it being straight on the side, we are actually going to go ahead and angle it as well, so that it actually rounds over. That's awesome. From there, I think we'll actually start with the 1x2s, and actually we'll have 3 of those, at least, for now. And we'll go ahead and just shove all of these guys on. So those, and these, just like that. And then move it backwards with, I believe, these guys. So a 2x2. Send that all the way backwards to there, and again, and finally again, one more time, deleting these guys, and then we need 2x4s on this bit. Okay, all the way backwards to here, we'll do it again, and we'll do it again, there we go. Okay, perfect. On the side, we're obviously going to go ahead and do this going backwards. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3, and that is actually really good. Perfect. So, on the bottom of this, I want it to be relatively flat, so we're going to start out with one of these guys. So, at the front, it's a 1x1. Then we have to go through the whole rigmarole of all of these, going back over, and that should be a-okay. It will give it a bit of a rounded bottom, and that is exactly what we want. From there, we're going to go with 1x2s, which is these guys, which bring it back to here, and we'll actually do 2 of those, and I think that'll be it, actually. Yeah, I do. I think that will be it. We're then going to have a flatter bottom from there, and that should be good. There we go. So from here, across to there. Beautiful. On the sides, we're obviously going to go with these guys going back over. There we go, and there we go, and finally, there we go. Attach all this together just like that. Okay. That is not too shabby. I do think some things need to change up here on the top. I do believe we'll actually bring this in a little bit here, and we'll send it down from, like, this point, I guess. That would be nice if it was to go down, kind of like that, I suppose. So if I can somehow fit that in, that would be beautiful. So let's just do that for now. And then actually from here, we can just have it be wider. I don't see a problem with that. It's not, like, the nicest thing to do, but It's not actually the most disgusting thing to do either. Shove those in. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, it looks a bit strange for now, but it's okay. From here, what I'm going to do is extend it back over using the side pieces all the way down to the bottom. Copy this, move it backwards to about there, and then we need to start thinking about actually making the back end sort of fit in correctly. Unfortunately, there's not actually too much I can really do about this area, but it is what it is. So, let's attach these guys onto here and just bring it in sort of naturally for now. And then when we need to change it, we can. So that guy goes on there like that. That is fine. And that's okay. But the thing is, I need it to go in more, you know? I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to try this. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in like so. Excellent. And then what we might have to do is change the side of the ship to be different, which can be done. So yeah, we're just going to continue for now. The propeller is likely to go pretty much here. So what I want to do is extend this in again. Maybe like one more time, like to there. We'll bring this up and we'll try and sort out these areas to sort of fit in with that. So that's going to go to there like that, I guess. This is going to go back to here like this. And I'm just going to whack these on the bottom, I suppose. There we go. Nice. And then I need to do a similar thing here, actually. So this bit needs to come in further as well. We'll shove one of those guys right there. And I suppose we'll actually shove this guy here. There we go. That works, I think. Maybe? I don't know. We're still sorting things out, but that's fine. So, obviously, if I wanted it to be steeper on the back, I could use a 2x4, but if I wanted it to come out, I would use a 1x4, and that is actually what I want. So, I need it to come out like this. However, that is going to cause issues with this area, because we can't attach it on correctly, unless we do that. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go ahead and check these guys on here as well. 1 and 2. And then hopefully, if we shove that on there like that. Oh, it connects. It does connect. Beautiful. And then obviously we're going to have to do this guy. So we're going to bring this out to here. And then I think we'll actually start bringing it back up with these. Is that the correct thing? I think that is the correct thing. And obviously I want it to go further back. So we'll do this and this. And then obviously I want it to go even further back than that, but like that's kind of correct. I actually want it to come out again as well. So actually, I can't do it here, but I can do it the one above, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is add this guy to the top layer, like so, to there, and then 1x4s. Yeah, in this bit, all the way to here. We're going to do that again, all the way out to there. And send it round, if we can. There we go. And fix it in from there. Okay. Yes. That is a little bit crazy, I feel. But I actually think that works. Yeah, I do. It might be a bit long, so we might make it a little bit skinnier, but shorter. But that's fine. From here, all we need to do is attach these guys onto there like this. And I need it to come in more. So what I'd like to do is maybe shove these on like that. That seems crazy, but yeah, that is actually correct. That is what we want. Although maybe we should do it from here instead. Yeah. All right, this makes sense. So we are going to be trying to round it off from here. So attach one of those guys into there, and maybe a little bit closer, actually. I'm changing my mind quite a bit here, but in the long run, that's a good thing. Okay, so I want one of these, bringing it this way, like that, and then another one, and then that will be the back of the ship. Okay, right there will be the actual back of the ship. Aha! Bring this across, shove this guy onto the top of there, and then sort these guys out, which I think is this. I don't know, I'm getting a bit confused with myself here, but that's fine. Attach that guy onto there. And that guy onto here, which means we could attach that guy onto there like that. Shove this guy here, and then this bit can be the flat area. Okay, yes. What I wouldn't mind doing as well is actually deleting this area. Maybe. Shoving this bit back across there. Okay, yes. We need one of these guys. Not that, this one. Going into here. And then seal it. Seal it all off. Perfect. And then actually, we are just going to go ahead and seal all of this off. And this little bit right here. It's not quite right, is it? It should be a lot further, like, forward. To, like, here. I feel like it's fine to just delete a bunch of this. I am actually going to delete a bunch of it. Why not? Here we go. Delete these guys. Delete all of that up to there. These ones. All of this up to here. And those ones. Seal that bit off. And seal this bit off. And that's what we'll go with. Although, I am going to delete this guy as well. Because I want it to come up on these bits. Right? So, instead of this being here, or any of this being here, we're going to have it angle upwards. Just a little bit, like just a tiny bit. There we go. Propeller's going to go here. Rudder is going to go behind it. And engine is going to go in the middle, obviously. Bridge is going to go up here. That's fine. Let's shove a deck in for now then. So, delete this guy at the front. Shove all of this all the way across there, because that's fine. All of this all the way to the back like so. That is a-okay. I'm then going to try and sort this area out so it doesn't look so weird. But it's still going to look pretty bad, I feel. But we'll see. So, chuck those guys into there. Very nice. Chuck that one there. And we'll send it, I guess. There we go. These guys are all going to have to be added to as well. There we go. Alright, all of that. All of this. I'm going to shove these guys under here. Including that piece right there. And then we're going to do this. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Although not quite perfect, because we got a block here, but that's fine. That's fine. We're just going to have a block go across the back. Cool. There we go. So far, it doesn't look that great, but it's fine. It's time to add details to the actual ship. Also, it's changed color, as you guys can already see. But what I'm going to do is delete this guy right here and shove this into there. What I'm then going to do is delete this guy. Actually. Yeah, we're going to delete these two. I'm going to shove that in there like that, which is crazy, by the way. There we go. And then we're going to delete this one, and 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 this one. Okay. Now that seems pretty wild, I know. But it's what we're doing. So, chuck this guy in here like this. Perfect. We're then going to get 1x2 wedges that are going to go here, all the way to there. We're going to delete this front edge, obviously. It doesn't need to be there anymore. And we are going to fill in all of this section on the back. Perfect. On the very front, we're going to shove this guy in. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to fill that little bit right there. Perfect. So this is like a bumper that goes on the front of a tugboat. That is what we need. Gonna then delete all of this, because it is going to be out here instead. Which means we're going to delete all of this. Which means that it's going to be out here instead. As you would have imagined. We're then going to delete these guys. From there all the way to here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Because we need that little barrier pretty much all the way around the outside. We're going to send this all the way back to here. And unfortunately, the back end might be a bit different. But I think I can still do it. So, that looks pretty okay. From here, we are going to go ahead and grab this. And essentially, it's going to go here instead. And then we're going to do that all the way around. Delete that guy and that guy. Shove that onto there. Delete these ones and these ones. All the way back. These ones need to be deleted too. Which means we need these instead. And then on the rear, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so that goes out to there. These guys are obviously going to go across there like that. And then on the rear, I guess I just need one of those. Like so. Attach that together. Perfect. I think that's correct. There might be some issues with this. I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. It's okay, we got it. We got this. So if I shove that right there and I just do this out to the side, that'll fill in all of those areas. I'm going to do this one out to there. That seems perfect. Delete all of this. No longer necessary. There we go. And, well, I want to delete that. I can. Okay, perfect. On the interior bit right here, we're just going to do this. Fill that little section in. We're going to do these guys. And these guys, I suppose. All the way up to there. And these guys all the way to the end. Perfect. Oh, nice. I actually think I want this little section at the front to be slightly higher than the rest, so I'm going to build it up even further. Just going to chuck that on there. Going to delete this, and we're actually going to chuck this on here. And I'm going to do that. There we go. All right, at the top of this, I am actually just going to whack those together like so. And I'm going to send this area out as well. So what I'm going to do is delete these bits. Chuck that from there to there. Delete these bits going back from there. And chuck this, obviously, in that area as well. There we go. And then have this sort of seal off with that. Which means if I just chuck one of a 1x4 piece on, that should be fine. There we go. What I can then do is have this bit come down as well. Like that, I suppose. I'm not very good at joining these bits together because realistically there's no good way of doing it, I don't think, but that looks pretty good to me. So right here, bam, is the tugboat that we are building, obviously, and well, you can see how it currently looks. What I'm going to do throughout the entire build of this is actually, at certain stages, I'm going to save it and I'm going to put a model of it behind us. And as we get to the finished product, we will obviously see the different stages, which I think is just a nice idea, I believe. So at the minute, obviously we have the hull. We currently don't have a propeller on it, so we're going to do that possibly next with a rudder, and well, that's probably it for the next stage, actually. I might add some tires as well, that'd be nice. Although I probably should add them at the end. Not sure when paint is going to be added to this either, but we'll figure that out. So, as I said a second ago, we are going to work on the propeller. So, what I actually kind of want down here, I know on a bunch of tugs they actually spin. I'm not actually going to have it spin, but I don't want that one, I don't think. I think that's not right. Pitchable propeller would actually be pretty cool, but that's too big. The other one, I believe, is actually too small. So, we're struggling with what this is going to be, actually. A large propeller, I think, is too small. Although we might be able to get away with it. Possibly. So what I'm going to do is have a pipe come out of here. Which is just going to be a straight pipe for now. That's okay. We're going to get to that point. We're then going to add the propeller on. Which I think is going to be a large one. That seems too small. That feels way too small. But then what I want to do is go to the outside of this. Like that. Kind of. And I want to attach it onto here real quick with a pipe for now. And I just want to add, like, essentially a boundary. You know? So, like, if this goes over there, like that. But that's too square. So, actually, I've got an idea. Maybe we can fit one of these. Maybe we can't. But if I attach that onto there like so, we should then be able to attach this guy onto the top. But then it's kind of wrong because these guys don't fit. You see? That's a problem. Oh, I have accidentally progressed quite a bit. So what I've done is essentially added a little platform thingamabobby on the bottom. I've added a shroud around the engine and I've attached it all together so that it looks okay. It doesn't look the best, but it looks fine. So that's good. And then we're going to need some actual rudders. So, the option I have is adding actual control surfaces, which I think is not a bad idea. And I'd probably add 2 just like this. So, if I am going to do that, let's just add this guy here. Then we can add these guys either side, which obviously I need to do this with. There we go. All right, perfect. And then we're obviously going to attach these guys together I actually think I want them closer to this. So instead of being all the way back there, we're going to have them either side right there. Delete these two and chuck it on. There we go. One there, one there. Perfect. I'm then just going to actually bring this down. 1, 2, 3. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Actually, just 2. Chuck this guy onto here like this. That's fine. I think. Sure. Alright, good. Well, I'm happy with that. I think it's the stage now where I want to paint it. So let's go ahead and just do the bottom side in some sort of like dark grey / black. And then figure out the top side after that. There we go. So the underside is now black. That's good. Well, it's actually grey. It's this grey right here. I always pick this one. The actual propeller itself is going to be this color. And then I want like a more red, green. I want more green, but like darker version. So actually, let's go back like this. There, this sort of color for this. I know that looks pretty weird, but I wanted it to be like brass colored if I could. And actually, I think the propeller is going to be this color too. Yeah, let's do that. So propeller is going to be more this color. All of the internals of this are going to be that color as well, obviously. There we go, get all of that sorted. And this side of it as well. I think I can actually jug this, that's fine. There we go. It's all being jugged. All being jugged all the way around. And that's fine. Do this little bit, do this bit, and the top pieces as well. That looks pretty sick to me. And actually, I think this piece should be the same. So we're going to paint that little bit right there. And I was thinking, actually, this should be wider. So it actually looks like the shaft is coming out and doing something. Perfect. I really like that. I actually really like that. That's good. I do feel like this is a little bit low, so we're going to go ahead and send this around the outside again. We are, of course, mirroring it, so that's all fine, but send it all the way to the back, like so. Alright, we now need to pick a color for the rest. This might end up being changed. In fact, this almost inevitably will end up being changed. But this right here is Frantic Red. We're going to put Frantic Red all the way around the outside. We're going to do it on these sections as well, clearly. So get all of those done. However, this bit right here is not going to be done like that. Because this is going to be either like a grey or a black again. So that's all in. Let's go ahead and send it around the front edge as well. There we go. Including these bits up here, including that, and this and this. And then I think that's it, actually. Yeah. Now what we need to do is have a deck color. I think I'm going to do it in this color. But I want it to be darker than that. So actually, bring this back. Or should we just do our green that we always do? Yeah, we're going to do the green. In fact, let's do the other green. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put like a wood color thingamabobby on the top. And then we need to do, well, all of these bits. So it's time to start jugging again. There we go. And these guys are going to be a slightly different gray to the underside. Not that you'd be able to tell, but there you go. All right, jug it all. Jug it all. Perfect. All the way over here, jug this and this and this. And this and this. And hopefully that's fine. Doesn't look quite right, does it? It does not look quite right. Red on the top bit right there. Paint these bits separately. Okay. Don't know how I feel just yet. Well, there she is, right next to the first version, and actually, I feel like the first version in those colors kind of looks nicer than the second version in the colors it's gonna be, which is a bit weird, but it is what it is. So I think the red is just too bright. It is, it's just too bright for this stuff, and I feel like it makes it look worse. So we're gonna try and change that, I think. And then we're gonna have to build the actual thing itself. Next, like all of the structures and stuff. That's gonna be interesting. Let's change the color to what I normally put on the bottom of ships. I think that's actually way more fitting for a tugboat. It's just darker, a little bit more dingy, and actually closer to rust. So I think we're gonna go with that. Let's go ahead and try and paint all of this on the interior bit as well. And in fact, I think I might put some like ledges on the inside too. That may or may not happen. We'll have to wait and see, but let's paint all of this all the way around there for now. we'll do this bit as well and send it all the way back. If you're wondering why I'm not jugging it, it's because I don't want to paint downstairs in this color as well. There we go. I do believe I can actually jug these bits though, so let's paint all of that. And then jug it, jug it, jug it. Perfect. That bit right there, I'm just going to paint just in case, and that's fine. Okay, good. Oh yeah, that is so much better. I like that. I really like that. We're going to go ahead and add some more details to this, obviously. There's going to be like rope anchors dotted around this thing, so we'll probably do that very soon. But I want to actually plan out the superstructure next. So let's try and figure that out together. I actually have no idea how like far forward, back, or sideways I want this thing to be, but I think I'll start it like here, and then it'll have to like come out a little bit. So I think if we start that there, and I actually add this to here like so, that seems about right. So that goes there. And then we are going to add one of these, like that. We're going to add this guy to here. And then we're going to go with one of these, again, coming this way, and attach it all together like that. Okay, I think that's fine. We're going to bring this backwards by a little bit. In fact, bring it backwards by like 2. Then we'll get a door, and I'll chuck the door directly on there. I think. Here we go. Door, chuck it in. That is fine, yep. We're then going to do one more, and that's it. Okay, send this up here. We're obviously going to do all of these bits as well. So all of that's going to be the same. And we're going to just build it all up the same, I guess. There we go. And I'm going to have to bring it up one more, obviously, because this is going to be the roof. And that's fine. We're then going to do all of these bits, which I think is quicker doing it this way. There we go. Do this one as well. All the way up to there. And this one too. These guys. One there. One there, and one here, and then this bit right here. Okay, so far so good. From there, I think I am actually just going to go ahead and block this off by about 4. It's then going to continue backwards from here, like this. Okay, what I'm going to do back here is add a hatch of some sort. So that's going to go in this wall, but actually I want it further back. So I'm going to put it here instead. It's not actually going to go to very much, but it's further back than it was. Okay, that's fine. Let's make sure this fits in quite nicely. So we're going to do this and this. And then on this side, we're going to delete these guys. Chuck that in there like that. And then this in here like this. Perfect. The next thing is stairs. So we're going to actually add some stairs straight across where that hatch is, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. And these are all going to be in this color. So one there, one there. Keep it coming down all the way to the bottom. And that right there is how we're going to get to our bridge. Yes. All right, paint all of those pieces correctly. That's all good. And then we're going to need to add railings. So let's do that next. Rails? Segment end, I think that goes there, right? And then, incline? Where is it? This one is actually gonna go here, 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 and here. One more, I guess. That's not right. Here. All right, cool. And then when we get to the top, we might as well do one of these. Okay, that fits in there quite nicely. We're also just going to go ahead and do this all the way up, except, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's kind of annoying. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Delete those, add this railing in, like so, and that should be pretty nice, which I think it is. Yeah, cool. We are obviously going to go ahead and have railings across there as well, so let's go ahead and just shove those in. There we go. Railings all the way backwards to at least there. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so with all of that being said, let's delete this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. We're going to chuck a floor in on all of these bits, and then I need to try and figure out where the bridge is going to go. Let's go ahead and continue building. So this is going to come backwards to there. What I'm going to do in that place right there is put this in, which means it's going to get a little bit wider back here, which is what I want. We're then going to send this backwards to, like, there, and that's pretty much where it's going to stop. So, where it stops, let's just add one of these guys right here, delete these, and we're going to shove this all the way down to the floor, pretty much, like that. Okay, chuck this across here. Perfect, and that is going to be the end of the area, I think. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, there you go. Chuck all of that stuff into there. Perfect. And I'm happy with that. The thing is, when it gets behind the bridge, which is going to be here, well, the bridge is going to be here. This is going to be where the funnel goes. And then lifeboats are going to go here on each side of this, pretty much. And a mast as well. We're going to have masts on this, so let's figure that out too. I think we're going to have one mast directly in front of the bridge. I don't know how high it should go, but we'll go with that for now. And then one mast is going to go back here. And I'll put it to the same height for now as well. Although, I can actually move this down. I'm going to raise this up to like there. That seems about right, I think. I've gone ahead and added some paint blocks to here just so that this bit is nicer looking. I'm going to have to do the same thing here, but I can just copy and paste this one, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and continue this around here, and, well, we're going to have railings all the way around, because that's how this works. I might change the color of the railings soon, but I don't know what I'd do instead. I actually don't know what I'll do instead. Anyway, diagonal pieces, I'm going to try and figure out where I want them. So, 1, 2, 3, that might be fine. Possibly. Let's go ahead and grab this, chuck it on there. Go ahead and grab this one, chuck it on here. We're going to do... Oh, I don't know. I don't know with this bit. I hate when it does this. So that goes to there. We can then do an angled piece if we wanted. I suppose we could just do one of these. And then one of these, which means one of these can go here. That'll go there. Bosh. I mean, it's not the nicest looking thing in the world, but it works. It does work. Send this guy to here. Let's go ahead and angle it around this corner like so. In fact, actually, it might be nicer to use still those angled pieces, actually. So that goes to there. Although, maybe we'll do it here instead. There we go. Yeah, that works. And then we'll just send it back. We'll send it across. And that's fine, I think. That's fine, I think. Alright, cool. How long is this, though? So this right here is 17. Okay, so if we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... What am I doing? What am I doing? If we go to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chuck a piece in there. Give me a piece, please. Where is it? This guy. Is that right? My brain right now. Yeah, that's 8, and this should be 8 as well. Yeah, I was correct. Good. Alright, check that in there. Simple maths, and sometimes you struggle. That's fine. There we go. I think that's good. Now, let's go ahead and try and add an actual bridge onto this thing. So, I want a door. I think I'm going to go with this door, and we're going to chuck it. Oh, they're quite big, aren't they? I think right here, like... I don't really want them right next to each other, but I might have to have them right next to each other. Let's just chuck that in there like that for now. This guy's going to have to go here like this, right? And then we're going to zoom it forwards. But the problem is, that's not good. I want it to be here, but it's too wide, you know? It is actually way too wide. So let's start with the front then, I guess, instead. Let's go here. Okay. We're going to angle this back over, actually from here. So let's do that. We're then going to be able to do this, I think. Can I still walk through there? I definitely can't, can I? So it's going to have to, like, be very skinny. Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that. Not one bit. Okay. Fine, I guess. Then this comes backwards to here, but that's crazy wild, I think. I don't think I'll fit through there. But I don't want it to be here, you know? I mean, it could be there. I don't know. I don't know. This is a very small wheelhouse if I do it this way, but maybe that's actually fine. Let's delete this area, add the door back. I can never find the door in this color. There we go. So we'll chuck a door here. We'll send this up, and then... You know what? I think maybe the door can come back slightly. The door can come back to here. Yeah. Alright, grab this. In fact, delete this guy as well. And then do that, I think. I don't know, I'm struggling. That seems okay though, and then obviously we're going to have to go above the door like this. And that's just how it's going to be. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? Back here, we're going to have to be able to squeeze through there, that's okay. And then we're going to seal this off just like so. Funnel will go here, and that's good, I think. Alright, let's just bring this back. Fine. As long as we can fit through there, that's actually a-okay with me. Paint this little bit in right here. Sure. Okay, with these guys, we're just going to go ahead and bring it up. There we go. Do these ones as well. Obviously, bringing that up too. So that goes there and there. And then this bit just goes like this. Perfect. Okay. We are going to go ahead and try and do this as well. So bringing it forwards rather than sideways. My goodness. My goodness! That was too far out, but that's fine. Bring this bit across too, deleting all of the extra bits. And then send that from there to here. Okay. That's not looking too shabby. It's not. Bring this down by like 2. I am going to shove that on there. We'll shove this across here, and we'll do this. It's just going to be a box. Nothing's really going to be in there. I think that's okay. Alright, good. Let's take this color, go ahead and whack it on top of here. For now. There you go. And then... don't know what to do with the rest of it, actually. But that's fine. So, windows, let's go ahead and just start chucking these in now. 3x3, let's do it on the interior rather than the exterior. Actually, maybe the exterior. Yeah, okay. And then one of these. Oh, I might be able to use something I'd never really use. That kind of fits, but I don't want to use it. That fits right there, but then it'll be on the inside at the front, which is kind of fine, actually. So if that goes there, we can add 2 of these guys, one on each side, obviously. I think that's okay. Yeah. Obviously, where we've got the base, we're just going to go ahead and paint it this color, as I always do. There we go. Including this, and all of this bit on the top. Except this. We don't need that. Okay, right. Paint this little bit in right here. Paint all of these guys going sideways. I think that's good. Maybe. Alright, this will be our next stage. Well, I would say we are actually getting there, and I don't think it looks too bad whatsoever. In fact, I think I really like it. It's looking good. I do think I might change it from a red to a different color though, so we might do that. I also need windows, so we're going to have to add windows in here somehow, even though these are 1x4 blocks. I'll try and figure that out. And then windows across this bit as well, and I guess possibly a window in back here? I'm not sure. Might add more windows. Other than that, we need a funnel, we need all of the random details that are going to be on the deck, winches and stuff like that, and ropes and stuff too. We are obviously going to need ropes. Oh, and lights too. Yeah. But so far, stage 3 looks pretty good. Alright, so what we're going to do next is actually add some holes, which seems weird. But the holes are actually going to go here, which is kind of annoying, but we'll see. So they're going to go in there like that, which means we are actually going to go ahead and add, I guess, something like this. And then hopefully, I don't know, paint it all in so it looks alright. I feel like that'll work, yeah. We're also then going to go ahead and chuck these guys on. And I'm going to go ahead and chuck those pretty much all the way down the side. There we go. I don't think that looks too bad. It's every 3 blocks. I've gone ahead and added a 3-block delete. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't think this looks bad at all. What I'm going to do from there is every other one of these. So one there, One there, one here, and probably one all the way at the front. We are actually going to go ahead and get a rope anchor and put it in there. So grab this, go ahead and shove it on here like this. Here we go, and chuck it all the way down, if I can. There we go. All right. I'm then going to attach all those together with an actual rope, and that should be good. There we go. Perfect. This one as well. 2, 3 and 4. And that's great. Yeah. Let's go ahead and work on the thingamabobby now. Whatever the thingamabobby is called. What are they called? The funnel. That's what we need to make. So, it's gonna be relatively... Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I want this to work. So, I'm thinking we actually go with... this to begin with. Then one of these. And have it just be that big. I was sort of thinking we'd make it bigger. But actually, as long as it's kind of long... Maybe that's okay. Maybe... Or maybe not, who knows? So let's go with that, and we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste this, essentially up to the sky. So copy, paste, there we go, paste it again right here. There we go, and again, there we go, and again, yes! Okay, that's quite a big funnel so far, but that's okay. So connect these guys together, connect that to there, bosh, 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 excellent. And then another one directly on top of that, bosh. There we go. Alright, cool. Merge that together. That's fantastic. So, it is going to go quite a bit higher than that. But I'm sort of thinking maybe we actually make it slightly smaller than this. Because that will be pretty good. Maybe. So, that goes there. And there. Okay, fantastic. This guy's going to have to go here and here. And then we bosh it all together. There we go. Okay, yeah. I feel like that actually works out quite nicely. So, zoom this up. I don't know how high to make it. Probably to about there. Go ahead and box this one on as well. Then we're going to need to do these guys. So, that's going to go all the way up. These guys are going to go all the way up. And then we need to fill it all in. So, that goes there. All the way up to here. This one all the way up to there. And this one all the way up to here. Fantastic. Looks a bit crazy, but I think it's okay. I am going to change things a little bit on here, though. So, what we're going to do is delete this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy, and this one, 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 and this one. There we go. We're then going to put handles in all of those. And this could be a way to, like, climb the thing. I know it's a bit weird. In fact, I know it's very weird. But I think it's a cool little idea. So, we're going to go ahead and chuck these guys all on, including that one at the bottom. And this one probably at the top. There we go. Nice. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and put ourselves a little roof on top of here. I think I'm just going to go with this sort of thing, I guess. We're going to go with one of these guys. If I can chuck it there, we are going to do so. We're then going to go ahead and branch this one out to the side. And then this one can obviously go back over just like so. And then we can attach all of that together. Yes. What I also want to happen is I want a ladder coming up here, and I guess we're actually going to go ahead and have this come out a little bit. So instead of it being down there, we're actually just going to go ahead and branch it together. That's all fine. Go ahead and paint that one in properly, and, well, you know what, we might as well get rid of all this, and chuck that across there as well. Okay, ladders, let's do it. So one there, one there, one there. I don't think I'm going to go all the way down, because I feel like that could cause an issue, which it does. All right, branch these up here. That's fine. At the very top, we are going to attach this guy onto there. And we are actually just going to box this off. I know I've added a climbing frame thingamabobby there, but that's probably okay. Right here, we're going to come out to the side. We're then going to get ourselves a sideways one. And that's going to go there. Out to the front, which is going to be diagonal, obviously. So that goes there. Another diagonal one that goes here. And, well, we just attach all of those things together. Alright, here we go. Whack that across there. This one across here. And this one onto there like that. I then think, instead of all the floors being the same color, that floor is going to look like that. And this floor is going to be the same. Yeah. That does mean, however, we have to go through each of these and change them all. But that's okay, because I can. So there we go. Those are all done. Do this one and this one. This one, this one, this one. These guys right here, including this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then finally, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all of them. Perfect. Now it's time to try and sort out some little windows. So we're going to delete these guys. I am going to go ahead and replace some of it like this. I'm going to have to delete those guys. More like this. Delete these guys. And we're going to add windows directly into there. Now, a porthole is actually 3x3, so we're going to have to use 2x2 windows like this. There you go. One there and one there. I think that's fine. Yeah. On the inside, we might have to change some things, but actually it looks okay. Towards the rear, we're actually going to go ahead and shove in one here. There we go. And one all the way back there, just like that. And I guess one could go in the middle somewhere. Is that the middle? It's not really. Let's make this one a 3. 2x3, there we go. Excellent, nice. What we're going to do from there is change the color of the actual thingamabobbies around the outside. So do those guys. Although actually, maybe not. Maybe just on these ones. So that goes there, and here, and here. There we go. Do that one and that one. Paint the bottom, paint the side, paint the top, paint the top, paint the bottom. Oh, sorry, paint the side, paint the bottom. Okay, so far so good. What I'm also going to do is delete the floor in here. Not all of it, but most of it. Because the engine's going to have to go down there, and this area is actually going to be quite open, actually. Weirdly. Yeah, I think it is. So we'll actually move that so that there is a 3 space right there. Gonna fill that in right there and paint the top. So there's like an area around it. And then the engine will go in the bottom, I think. Alright, I'm also going to add these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then air. I'm actually just going to whack one of these on the top. I know that's not really perfect, but we're going to do it anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Going to go ahead and chuck this back here as well. And that's fine. Those are air inlets. Obviously, they're not going to work. We're just going to do it via this, but that's okay. Probably. I'm going to change this color down here. I do like it, but I think it should be different. So what if we had like a tan line? Oh, that is actually pretty cool. I've changed these as well, obviously. And then maybe the actual roof on this bit could be this color too. This is a color I've never really used, so don't know how I feel about it just yet. But we're going to use it anyway, because why not? There we go. All the way around there. That actually looks pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Maybe the actual, like, railings could be this color? Oh, I don't mind it. It's not perfect, but I actually don't mind it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's be different. There we go. So paint all those. Make sure not to paint the floors or anything like that, but let's do it. Paint these all the way around. Well, well, well. Although I don't want to build it this way, we are going to be building it this way. So, chuck this out here. We'll do 2 of these. There we go. Actually, you know what? Let's start it all the way at the edge. So this guy is going to start here. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2. Excellent. Chuck this guy onto here. And then we're going to do one of these guys like so. All right. And what that means is we can actually put the winch in here. Now, the winch that I want to use is actually this one. It is. It's the big one. But the winch that we're going to use is not the big one. We're going to be using this one. So we're actually just going to go ahead and chuck it in here and then sort of surround it, which I think is fine. So chuck these guys up. I think I might as well just do it this way. So grab that and then this and then that. Copy it, move it up, paste it, move it up, paste it. And then up again, maybe paste it again. Okay, yeah, merge these guys together so we got like a little bit of a rounded off thingy-mabobby. Delete all of the interior bits and just do this. Okay, might look a bit weird for now, but it's fine. There we go. So what I might do is raise this up slightly and chuck it there. Okay. Not the nicest thing in the world, but it's there. Oh, we're going to do that thing again where we actually add those bits and bobs. So that's going to go there, then higher, then higher, then higher, then higher. And essentially, we're just going to build these. I don't know how high we need to make them go, actually, but every other one is where it will be. So every other one, It's kind of fine. They look a little bit crazy, if I'm honest, but it is, again, what it is. Yeah, this does feel crazy. This feels very crazy. I don't know how tall to make these, actually. But that allows you to climb all the way up if you want to. I feel like that looks too crazy, so actually get rid of all of these, get rid of all of these ones, and we're going to change it. So every, like, 3 we'll do one, and hopefully that's okay. So every 3, well, it's actually every 4, but 1, 2, 3. There you go, 1, 2, 3, excellent, and keep it going up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, excellent, 1, 2, 3. There we go, and then we're gonna do it like this, I guess. Then we're going to do it like this, I guess. I feel like that's sort of okay, maybe? There you go. I think that definitely looks better with less, so I'm okay with that. We're gonna do a very similar thing on this one, so we'll actually start here. Actually start further up. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, excellent. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Boop. And one more. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I won't do the very top. That's okay. And then we're gonna go down, obviously, as well. And that's fine as well. Good. Next step is rope. Yes, correctamundo. We're going to add rope to the top of this. So rope is going to go back over. And that is actually going to connect to the top of this one, which I believe is okay. So let's go ahead and rope those together straight away. There we go. And then we're going to add more ropes. So 2 are going to be on the side of this thing. So we might as well just do it like this. And those are going to go down to this corner. Might not be amazing, but I feel like it works. So that goes to there. And that goes to there. Perfect. And then we're going to go to the front as well. So these guys, we're going to go ahead and do... I don't know if they come off the same thing or not. Should we move them down? Let's have them here. That feels pretty crazy, but sure. Go ahead and connect that down to there, and this one up to there. Alright, fantastic. And then I think we need a bunch on here as well. So let's grab it in this color. We're going to go ahead and chuck these guys on here like this. And they're actually going to go down and backwards. Probably to, like... Let's go with here. This could be pretty crazy, but we're going to do it anyway. So that goes down to there. This one goes up to there. Alright, fantastic. Let me paint all of these so they're all the right colors. That would be a good idea. And then on the underside, they're going to be green. Weirdly. There we go. Okay, now we need to do all of the ones from the front one as well. One of which is going to go to here. There we go. Don't know which one though. I think we might as well just take this, chuck it on there like that, and have this one go down to there. Perfect. Okay. Ooh. Thinking of where other things need to go, I might actually add one here? Yes, and this is going to be connected to there and there. Alright, there's literally going to be wires everywhere. And then we need some going down to the front of the craft, down here. So we'll put those in. I will paint them, so they're sort of correct. And then I'm going to send these guys, obviously, up to... I don't know. Up here. But actually, instead of... well, actually, we're just going to do this. In fact, let's use those things. Rockets. Rocket boosters. There we go. Those are going to come out to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and dangle this off the side. There we go. So this is going to go down to here. This is also going to go down to there. I feel like that's it. Is that all of the ones we need? Quite possibly. I might actually attach this down to here as well. We need to see what this looks like though, because at the minute it probably looks crazy. Things are progressing. Let's have a little look at this. So we got all of the lines in. I would imagine that they are, yeah, they're going to sag. However, she's looking all right, actually. This is not too shabby. Yeah, not too shabby at all. Normally I go for obviously black railings, but I think black railings on the top looks like fine, that's okay. And then these like cream tan railings, yellow railings, look pretty nice everywhere else. We are going to need more detail back here, so I'll try and sort that out. These ones are going to change because we're going to have an overhang with a lifeboat here. And on the other side, we're going to have, you know, those deployable lifeboats, the little ones. So we're going to put those over there. And then we need to sort out the rear of the ship. And then, actually, we just need to get to the engine. I think it is now time to work on some stuff back here. So, let's go ahead and add that little thingamabobby. It's like a bollard kind of thing that tugboats generally have back here. It's sort of just in the middle, kind of. So, we're just going to go ahead and put it, I don't know, here, I guess? And then we'll just bosh it across the top. And tomorrow, be honest, that is sort of fine. So, we'll just do this. There you go. That's kind of what they look like. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and put friction thingamabobbies on there as well. I'm just going to whack them on the top and on the sides. In fact, maybe if it goes there and here, that'll actually look fine. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So we'll have that. What I'm also going to do is have a little platform for it to be stood on. So we'll just do this. There we go. And this as well. Obviously putting these pieces in there and there. Okay, so far so good. Towards the rear, we are actually going to go ahead and delete these guys. Here we go. These ones right here. I am going to fill this in like so. And you know what? Actually, let's bring it out just a little bit, including that piece there. There we go. And we'll fill it all in across here. There we go. Very nice. I am going to delete this guy and this guy. And instead of those, we're going to have one of these. And that's all good. And then just chuck this in from here. Okay. So far, so good. However, it is going to be painted, yet again, in a different color, which is going to be grey. So let's just go ahead and chuck all of that across there for now. And hopefully that will be fine. There we go. Alright, so far so good. There is actually more bollards that get put in eventually on some of these ships. So we're just going to go ahead and shove those guys right there. And we're going to do this. And again, I think that is actually fine to leave the way that it is. We're also going to shove some random spare tires on this thing as well, just like so, kind of. And that is going to be dotted around at the back. So let's delete this guy. We'll actually chuck that there. And we'll have one random one be on top, just here like this. Random tires is fine. We're also going to add random tires around the outside as well, but that can wait a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's just shove them on the side. So, let's shove one here-ish. So let's grab this tire. Oh, wait, no, that's not a tire. This, there you go. We are going to chuck that right here like this. And actually, I think we'll have like 2 of those. Maybe even 3. 3 of those there. All right, nice. We're going to go back and we're going to have a random one just about here. So grab this, chuck it on the side there. Okay. And then we're going to... Actually, let's have 2. Let's have 2 there. And then let's have 1 somewhere randomly at the back. So like here. Actually, probably there. There we go. Chuck that on. Delete this guy. I think that's fine. I think the other ones might be a bit big. Yeah, these guys are a bit big, but actually, maybe instead of these at the front, we can have one of these guys. Here we go. Grab this. Chuck it on the side. I don't see why not, actually. Yeah, we'll have one of those there. And actually, instead of this small one, we'll have a big one at the back as well. Yeah, why not? There we go. Chuck that in there. Excellent. That's actually pretty cool. It is now time for these bits that are going to go on here. So delete all of this, and essentially we're going to be extending these guys outwards. So it's going to be in a different color. Let's just go with like this gray, I guess, for now. Let's chuck this here and this here. Oh, you know what? Let's do it sort of mirrored. That's fine. And then in the middle, we'll just do these guys and this. Although that's wrong. Oh! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! This bit's wrong. There's 3 there and there's 4 here, which means this is incorrect. So delete that and shove this in. And that's fine. Although actually, there's 2 blocks here and 2 blocks. I don't know. This is okay. So let's paint this bit in so it looks normal again. There we go. And then we'll start sorting this bit out that is on the top. And in fact, actually... it should go down. Yeah, these guys are going to go here. One there, one there. One there and one there. And then the actual deck is going to go on top of here. Aha, there we go. Okay, I think that's fine. We'll go ahead and check this guy here and here. And we'll box that off together like that. And then actually, around the edges, we're just going to go with this color because we can. There we go. So red is going in all the way around to there. Perfect. With that being said, these guys are actually going to go out to there. I am, of course, going to paint it. So that's going to go here like this. And here like this. And then I think we'll bring it out by just one. There we go. One on both sides. Painting it the right color, that would be great. Why can't I... There we go. I couldn't get the right color there for some reason, but that's fine. And then we're going to go to railing, and I'm going to shove an end segment here. 1 and 2. That's okay. So I think I'll just do 2 lifeboats. One on this side, and one on that side. White lifeboats, I guess? Alright, let's go ahead and whack those into here. Delete that side and that side. These are going to be relatively small, but that's okay. In fact, leave those 2 there. Check this guy on this end, this guy on this end, and whack these on. So that goes there, and here, and we do this. There we go, fantastic. We're then going to have to chuck this guy on to here. Fantastic as well. And actually, we'll just have it be 1-bys all the way along. I know that's not amazing, but it should work. Instead of that being there, we're actually going to go with this. There we go. Which means this guy's going to have to go here, which brings this up. Probably to there, actually. Delete these ones. Up to there. Do it again. Alright, fantastic. Do it again. And essentially, we're just going to have these come out. They're going to be really small, but it is the way that it is, so that's fine, right? Maybe? Alright, there we go, delete those, delete this guy, check it in there like this, excellent, this one, up to there, and then seal it all off. Alright, that one's going to go in, that one's going to go in, and we're going to send these down the side, like this, and then just whack it all together. There we go. Alright. It's not the nicest looking thing in the world, but it'll do. On the very top, we're actually going to go with a brown color like this one. And essentially, we're just going to attach all these guys together. Like so. These, of course, are not going to work, but they are pretty much just decoration. Attach that onto there. Do this all the way down. Do this all the way back. And that into there. And then seal it all off is actually what we want to do. We need it to be sealed. There we go. They look kind of ugly. They do. They look kind of ugly, and I feel like they should be one lower down. So actually, delete all of these, chuck that into there and there, and then paint all of the top edge. There we go. I guess. There we go, that's fine. Paint this all the way around here as well. Perfect. Including this guy. And all of this. All the way down to there. Alright, awesome. We're then going to go with exhaust, right? Because these things are cool. And we're going to chuck that there, and here, here, and here. We're going to put a pipe to attach these guys together in this color right here. Bosh and bosh. And they look like lifeboats. Sure. The next thing is life rings, I guess. So let's go ahead and just shove those in. We're going to have it in white, I guess. And we need them to go like here. So one there. Do that. There we go. Do this as well. Perfect. Delete the center section. And essentially get some orange. Or peach, I guess. Peach is a better color. Chuck those guys on here. And we have ourselves some lifesaver rings. Perfect. We're going to need a lot more of those, though. So these guys are actually going to go here as well. We'll put one there. And one on the other side. Hopefully we can actually get around those. If we can't, these ones are going to get moved. We're also going to put some on the ship somewhere else. Because they're going to need to go on the ship somewhere else as well. So bring it out. There we go. Bring it down. We'll actually have one here on both sides. There we go. And there we go. Look, it's a life-saving measure, so it's fine. There we go. Good. Apparently, we need to do something on here on this side. So we're going to grab another random grey color, and I'm going to do this. Alright? which interferes a little bit, but it's okay. We're going to do the same thing here. Perfect. And then actually, we're going to do one there and one here, like that. I'm then going to just go ahead and bosh this across the top, like so. And maybe we can just do this across the bottom. There we go. So what that means is when we go to put this off, it'll slide down here into the water, and I think that's good. The other thing that I really want to do is delete these guys right here, and essentially I want to put in some of these. So what this ends up looking like is like a frame, like an actual frame, and I think that's a great thing. So we're going to go ahead and chuck these all the way down. Does mean that we're going to do a lot of painting in a second, but that's okay. So chuck these all the way down to the front, and it looks more like a frame than it ever would. And then I'm just going to have to paint all of the extra bits. And there's a lot of extra bits to paint, if I'm honest. So I got to go all the way around and paint all of them. Kind of annoying, but it is, again, what it is. There we go. Keep chucking them in. Keep chucking them in as we go. There we go. Paint it all the way around. And that is excellent. Yeah, definitely adds a little bit of extra detail. Okay, back to the lifeboats. And this is something that I almost missed, but I need to do it. So that's going to go there like so. We're then going to angle this piece right here like this. And it's going to come upwards just like so. There we go. We're then going to whack one of these guys on, just like so as well. One of these guys, again. And then we're just going to do this. One and rope. Yep, rope anchor is going to go there like that. There we go. Deleting actually this bit, which is a little bit strange, but sure. Paint that bit. Grab this again. Chuck it in there. There we go. Paint that bit again. Excellent. And then essentially we're going to put this at the other side, and it's going to act like a divot. Are they called divots? I can't remember. Aha, there we go. I feel like that's all actually a-okay. So, attach the rope to there, attach the rope to there, do this one and this one as well, and now we have actual lifeboats on top of our tugboat. Not bad. Moving on to the front now. We're going to go ahead and add this guy into the floor just here, and essentially that is actually for an anchor. So, we're just going to leave that pretty much as is. What we could do is delete a side bit and then put a pulley on, right? Kind of like these ones, I guess. Oh, these are really big. These are bigger than you'd expect them to be. But we can put a pulley on like this, and then paint this guy in. And then we could just have it go to either of these and have an anchor. Actually, let's just do it on one side. We'll have an anchor on one side, and then on the other side, might as well leave it open. I don't see why not. So, paint around this, just like so. Including that bit, but not that bit. Ooh. Oh, there's a lot going on in there. Alright, yeah, so connect this guy up to there, and then an anchor is going to go here on the front, I think. I've drawn lines! Yeah, that's right, there's lines everywhere! Does that mean anything? Not really, no. But what I want to do is interrupt said lines with some fluids thingamabobbies. Yeah, that's right, we're putting thingamabobbies in. Like everybody expected me to, we're doing it! So, these right here are thingamabobbies. Essentially, I want a few of them on the back of the ship. So, kind of like this. There you go. There's 1 and 2. And we'll actually move over and we'll do a bunch here. 3 and 4. And actually, we'll do this here and here as well. 1 and 2. Excellent. We'll then move this way and we'll do another one and another one. And that'll be nice. And then actually, I might do another one here. Oh, would you look at that? Perfect. Also, going down the sides, I wouldn't mind some down here. So we'll just chuck one random one there. We'll leave it by 1, and we'll put another one in. Here we go. And we'll keep it going. Leave it, shove another one. Leave it, shove another one. And another one. There we go. And you know what, actually? We could actually go down to the end. Like this. I don't see why not. Although, actually, at the end it would have to go together. That looks bizarre, because it's not actually in line. So actually, leave those ones out, and the rest of it can stay as is. Alright, that's fine. I'm shoving a thingamabobby up here. These look a little bit like those inflatable life rafts, so we're actually going to have one there. I'm also going to put one down here if I can. Oh, that was in the way. Oh, alright, at the back of the ship then, we'll actually put one on both sides, just here. There we go, and those are like inflatable life rafts that we could use if we needed to, so they're just going to go there. I think it's now time to actually try and change the color of the interior of this stuff. The main reason for that is because I don't want it to be red. So we are actually just going to go ahead and take a color, bosh it on all of the walls inside, including upstairs as well, inside of here, and just try and make it look nice with that. So if I jug that there, I don't know whether jugging this is going to work, but I'm going to try, and hopefully it does work. Don't want to paint the outside, obviously. And then any random bits that get painted as well, obviously we're going to have to change back. But that looks okay in here, so we might as well do it downstairs. There we go. Again, there will probably be bits on the outside that get changed, that we will need to change back, but that's fine. So paint all of this bit on here, paint all of this bit on the underside, including this, and the top corner of there. This guy, and this guy, as well as this, down here, and this bit right here. The outside can stay as is, that's okay. And that's fine. Alright, paint that back. Good. Hopefully I don't think I've changed anything else that I didn't mean to. We are going to go ahead and paint this wall, because this wall doesn't really need to be here. Paint this little bit in right here, and all of this wall as well. Not the floor, obviously. Let's go ahead and put that back. And then jug it all. Jug it all. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. Perfect. I am going to shove a door in here, because I can. So grab the door, shove it in. There we go. And position this right there like that. Perfect. Oh, yeah. That is fine. Beautiful. Okay, so is there anywhere that I've accidentally painted this bit? Oh, well, actually, no, this wasn't painted before. I am going to jug that color, though. There we go. Slightly different color. Think that's okay. So, right now, I'm going to work on some lights, okay? Because we need them. So, we're going to shove a spotlight right here because we need one. So, spot. Let's go ahead and shove this guy directly under there like so. We're then going to add normal lights as well because we're going to need those. So, lights, I think... I don't know where nav lights would be on this. I think actually probably here. So, what we'll do is this. I'll shove that there. We're going to shove this guy in here and put a light right there on the edge. We're then going to paint it all so that it is the correct lights. And that should be good. So right is red and green is left. There we go. Perfect. And then back here, we're just going to put one of these. Shove this guy on. Paint that bit white. And that's our nav lights. Sorted. We might as well have a big old light pointing backwards as well. Of course, this is a tugboat, so we do need to be able to see behind us quite well. So we're just going to go ahead and check this guy pointing backwards. There we go. So we got one pointing forwards so we can see, one pointing backwards so we can see. I guess we could do sideways ones as well, but I'm not going to do that for now. And that's okay with me. Oh, sorry, I had to go back down here. I'm moving all of this one forwards by one because I've got a plan. I indeed have a plan. So that's going to go there and there. And delete this. And this, which means I have to delete that as well, I think. And this, and I'm going to put a hatch in. Yeah, I just thought about it now and I thought it would be cool, so so that's why we're doing it. There we go, hatch is in. Perfect. I think that makes it look a tiny bit nicer back here. It is now time for the rest of the lights. So we are going to go ahead and shove some lights on here. But they're not going to be like crazy, actually. We're only going to have a few. So, one light is going to go here. Okay, we're not going to go crazy with them, so there's not going to be very many of them. One light is going to go there. One light is going to go here. And I guess we're going to have at least one light on the front. So actually, let's just put it there. Alright, that's pretty crazy. And then probably just like one or two lights on the back. So... let's check these guys right here. We're also going to have some upstairs as well, so those guys are going to go there. And then probably one on the back of this. There we go. So actually paint this guy all the way around like that. There we go. This one needs painting on the inside, obviously. This one down here, I think I am going to just attach on with these guys. Not the best light in the world. It's literally behind a pole, but that's okay. And we are going to have all of the lights be a random, like, brown color. There we go. Brown color, brown color, brown color, yes. And then this one and these ones. Perfect. That's pretty much all of the lights that we're going to have. As well as, possibly, one right here just pointing backwards. And again, it is going to be that brown color on the actual light itself. There we go. So we can actually see the deck at the back. I feel like that's it. Yeah, that's all of the lights we're going to have outside. Well, 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 we are getting very close to the final thing. So this right here is where we are at right now. We obviously need to add an engine into this thing to get it working. And to get it more balanced, I guess, for when it goes in the water. Because at the minute, it's going to be very top heavy. So, let's go ahead and add a steam engine into this thing now. And, well, get this thing working. We're then going to sail it around a little bit and just have some fun. Look at it, though. It's looking pretty good. Firebox. Okay, firebox is going in. We're going to shove it here, I think. I want it to be pretty much underneath the funnel, which we have pretty much done. Excellent. We are then going to add a medium duct directly to the top of it. You know what, actually? I want to add a small duct first. Right, what this duct is going to do is allow us to essentially hide all the coal. Because that's what I want to do. I don't want the coal to be, like, seen, if that makes sense. So we're going to have one huge coal bunker at the back. We're going to go with a few of these. So 1 and 2. We are probably going to have some spare coal at the front as well. That makes sense. So chuck that right there. And then we're just going to box it in. There you go. So the coal is boxed in at the front. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and paint all of these extra bits so that it looks right. That's good. And then actually, I think down the sides, we should probably legit box it in. So we're going to do that all the way down to there. This guy's going to get done all the way back. And we're going to do it again, over and over and over again, until it looks right. There you go. That one, and then finally one of these, all the way back down to there, and that's okay. Yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it. What we should also do is jug in the roof in the right color, and then paint all of these guys individually. Individually! There you go. Alright, good. Including all of this. Oh, man. So much of it to do. So much painting. There we go. Hopefully it hasn't changed any above. It definitely hasn't. Okay. And then we're going to jug that, and that. And then we're going to paint all of these again individually. And that is all good. Perfect. Okay. So, I need to remember how a steam engine works. And then we should be good, I guess. Yeah. So, boiler. We are going to need a boiler. I actually think I want 2 boilers. Can I have them side by side? I suppose I could. Yeah, no, I actually suppose I could. We're going to put 2 boilers in like this. We're going to send this through the center, which isn't the best, but it'll work. And then, does that attach under there or no? It doesn't. But what would possibly is this. Does it? Maybe? I think it does. Yeah, there you go. So that attaches onto there, meaning we won't actually have to put any coal into it, which is exactly what we want. So actually, put this here instead. Send this guy back. Oh, man. To there. Delete that guy. Shove this one backwards 1. Then get a big old hopper and chuck it in here like this. And that'll be fine. We haven't actually tried to float this thing yet, and I do imagine it's going to be annoying, but we'll see what happens. I'm also going to jug the floor to be a different color as well. It's just going to be like this. And the walls are going to be like a dark brown. Yeah. Should they be? Maybe not, but we're going to go with it. That also means all of this is going to be painted too, to fit in with everything else. There we go. Slowly but surely, it's all been painted. All of this, all of that. There we go. Putting these guys, and this, Hopefully this hasn't painted anything anywhere else. I think it probably has. And then we need to paint all of these guys yet again. Actually, if I just do this... That's not working. Never mind. Alright, paint all of these. There we go. Oh my... Yeah, okay. When I jug changed it, it actually changed all of the top bits, not the bottom bits. Although this is still changing all of these. Oh my goodness. Okay. Just do that, please. There we go. More. Excellent. And then this one. Perfect. If it's done any on the top, we can change it back, but it hasn't. Right. So, engine bay. It's ugly. It just is. I am just going to go ahead and do this, and I am just going to do this. All the way back to there. Which means on the top bit, I'm going to do this as well. There we go. And I'm just going to do that. There you go. Alright. Bit of a weird looking thing, but it's fine. It's okay. There we go. And this bit on the bottom too. All the way to there. So, coolant goes in the top of this. Water goes in the back, and steam comes out the front. I need this to turn around. There we go. So, steam goes out the back. Yep. Water goes in the front. That's okay. Okay, good. So, we got air there. We have exhaust here. Coolant. Okay. Fine. Well, we gotta do it. So, let's go ahead and do the exhaust and the air first. They're both actually gonna go to the same place, so we're just gonna send them up in the same way, I guess? So actually, send this out to the side by one, and then send it directly up into the air. Bosh. Alright, delete this guy. Delete this guy, actually. We're gonna send it up this way, so delete all of that, delete this, and then we're gonna have it go in this way, and then up to the top. I feel like that is fine, actually. So now we just got to do all the pipe work for that, and, well, that might be a bit annoying, but it is what it is. So that goes in there. That goes there. Alright, perfect. Go ahead and paint this. This color. We're then going to go ahead and add a straight pipe, obviously, into this. There we go. And we're going to paint that bit. We're then going to have to go straight down the walls? I guess? I don't know. Yeah, that goes there. That goes there. And then we're going to pipe it directly up with this into there. Alright, we then have to paint all of this back to normal, which is fine. This side's going to have to be painted too, obviously. And then the roof in here is going to get painted. And that's okay. So it goes all the way up into here. One side is air, which is this side, and one side is exhaust, which is this side. So now, we go ahead and pipe it. Straight up from there. Alright, here we go. All the way up to the tippity top, which is here. And that is fine. So, this is where things change. We are going to go ahead and grab a pipe for this guy. Going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to put it there. We're then going to go to fluid. And we're going to shove a fluid port directly on there. Like that. There you go. With the exhaust, we're going to have it point forwards, obviously. Here we go. So point forwards. We're going to bring it forwards with one of these. We're then going to send it sideways into the middle. And hopefully that'll all be good. So that goes there. We're then going to use one of these. Like this. And we're going to put one of these guys on here like that. There we go. We're then going to do this. 1, 2, 3. As for the underneath, I think if we just delete these. We put a straight pipe on those, 1 and 2, and then we fill all this section in. That'll make it look okay up here. I think so. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So now we've got the exhaust coming out the top. That is perfect. Good. Coolant needs to go into here and then go back into there. So we'll do that. And then we need to work on the actual steam bit. Okay, so coolant A is going to do this bit right here. So if we send it out... like so. We're going to go past, which is a tiny bit annoying, but it will work. We're then going to go up. There we go. We're going to send it in. Like so. We're then going to send this way. Perfect. Chuck that on there like that. Do that one as well. And then we're going to try and attach these guys together. So actually, the way we're going to do this is up and over the top. And they will actually attach to each other. And hopefully that's fine. Why am I not mirroring this? That is so annoying. That is actually really annoying. I'm going to have to rebuild, but that's fine. There we go. Okay. This guy goes forwards. We send it forwards. I can't remember how I've done it on the other side. We're then going to have it go out. And down. There we go. And back into here. So out of there like this. Then straight across. And then up. Oh, I see. This doesn't come down. This doesn't come down. This comes up. So it goes up like that. Then this attaches onto there. And onto here. And that's all of it attached together, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Water in. Okay, that's the next step. So, water in is there. That's fine. A steam out. Alright, let's do pistons. Let's just do it. So, we're going to go with... Can we put large ones in? Are they too big? Large ones are way too big. Medium ones? We're going to have to use medium ones. Yeah, so actually... We're going to shove them straight on here. Which is not like that, actually. We're going to delete all of this bit. And we're going to have them out by one. So 1, 2, 3. Should we be doing 3s or 4s? I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember and I don't know. Let's try and figure this out. So if that goes there, I need to delete all of this. Okay. Did I do that on the other side? I did. Delete all of that. Perfect. Delete these guys real quick. Check that one there, and then we can delete that one, check that one in, check this one in. That's fine. Is this even worth doing? I don't know whether it is. The way that I've got it probably isn't worth it. Okay, so, steam comes out of here. Let's go ahead and just plummet straight into here. So, steam out. So, this side. Alright, steam in. We are going to go ahead and chuck that on there like that. This guy on here. We're going to go ahead and plumb these guys in as well. There we go. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then we'll attach them all together afterwards. Okay, so pipes. These guys from here to here. Perfect. From there to there. Perfect as well. We're then going to chuck one of these guys onto here like this. Alright. Sorry if you guys can't see very much here. I've made it all very dark. Not on purpose, but yeah, I should have done that afterwards, but never mind. So that goes on there like that, steam out. And then essentially we just got to attach these together. So zoom this down and zoom it into here. There we go. And there we go. All right, cool. So that's connected. Now what we need to do is have a condenser on the way back, which is going to go here, hopefully. Well, I could put it on this side wall. I could have it, like, merged in with this. Is that crazy? No, actually, that works. Yeah, that works. Paint this in the right colors, and this in the right colors. And then water out goes this way into here. Which actually, I want it to go up so that if we do need to walk about down here, which we can, we will actually be able to do it. You know? That makes sense. So chuck this across, and we'll attach those together. Here we go, that one there, and this one here, and zoom that across. Perfect. Yep. What that means is, all of these need to go into there, and we need to be able to cool this down somehow. Oh, right, that is a lot of random things that we needed to do there, but it's fine. They're all connected together, and that's lovely. What it now means is we need to put some cooling on here. So, we need a heat exchange of some sorts, which is going to be a radiator, like this one. I actually wouldn't mind it going there, but it's going to have to go here instead. That's fine. Check that through the floor. 1, 2, 3, so it goes here as well, I think. Yep. Let's get a pipe, chuck it all together, paint it all in the right paint style, and then connect it all together properly. So it comes in through the roof. There we go. And then we have to pipe it from the inside to the right places. So that goes there and there. We are going to have to attach it onto here. So let's go sideways out of here to begin with. 1 and 2. We'll chuck that on there and on there. And then we'll send it sideways from here and sideways from here. There we go. 1, 2. Excellent. 1, 2. Very nice. Okay. On the outside, I'm going to be deleting these two and chucking this in, and then painting it all in this color. There we go. All right. I feel like that actually works fine. Going to paint that little bit right there as well. The roof in here is going to get painted too, and that's it. Do we have a working steam engine now? Possibly. I now need to send this from back here in a pipe, all the way backwards, which is going to go up and over this, which is crazy. But I am actually going to attach them together here. Whether it makes sense or not, I don't know, but let's go ahead and do it. So the pipe is going to go this way, and then they're attached together, which means both engines are working at once, and this gets sent backwards and down into there, and that's our propeller. Okay. Not amazing, but should work fine. Delete 1, 2, 3. Gearbox. We're going to shove some of these in. 1, 2, 3. And a clutch, which I forgot on my last Steam thingamabobby. So there we go. That's all in. I don't know whether you can see all that, but it's ridiculous. Ah, the siren's going off. Wait, what is going on here? Why is there no pipe? What is that? There's no pipe right there. Okay, so one side is going to work, the other side is not. But anyway, I want to see smoke coming out the top of this, because I think that would be really cool. So hopefully smoke does come out the top. Smoke is not coming out the top. What's going on here? It appears we have ourselves a problem. So smoke should be coming out of these bits. So as long as the pipe's in there, that's fine. Yeah. We go down. We go across. We go down. We go across. We go down. And we go into exhaust. It should be working fine. I don't understand what's going on there. As for this side, we're going to go ahead and delete that. Chuck it on here. Delete all of this. Chuck these guys on. Alright, because I want it to be the same on both sides. Delete this. And this. And this. Shove that on there. Shove this on here. And this into there. Yeah, so it should, in theory, be working. So you turn the key, you activate it. The smoke should come out the top. That is how it works. Never mind, never mind. Infinite fuel was on, so that is what it looks like with smoke coming out of the top. Oh, it's pretty. It is a pretty one. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. That's pretty cool. So, now all we need to do is try and make it move around, and I'm happy with that. Haven't really done an interior, of course, so if anyone wants to put an interior in it, you totally can. But, yeah! So, what we'll do is we'll put a helm in it, make it move, and go from there, I guess. That's pretty awesome, though. Helm is going in. We're actually going to go ahead and shove it backwards by 1. I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to shove this across here. So from there, all the way across. And I am actually just going to go ahead and shove this on here like this. I was going to build it into here, but actually, this is fine. So, WNS is obviously going to be for forwards and backwards. So we'll put that actually on clutch. Okay. We're then going to have A and D be turning, clearly. There we go. This needs to be reversed, which is going to be 1. So let's label that 1, reverse. And I need to actually make sure that that is reverse. There we go, perfect. I think this will now actually work. Is this the first time we're going to see this thing float? Possibly. Whoa, here she comes. Oh, there it is. She's a little bit bouncy. She is a little bit bouncy. Might be a little bit unsteady. We might have to put a stabilizer in it, but we're inside. We actually have no way to get in and downstairs. So I'm going to have to add a way to get downstairs, obviously. But once you are downstairs, you can turn this thing on. Perfect. Which should heat up all the stuff, sending steam through here into this, which then sends power from here backwards, up and over, through this, down, into the propeller at the back. Okay. let's go upstairs and just wait for it to be ready to go, I guess. Oh, it's so ready. It is so ready. Oh boy, it's fast. It's at least fast to begin with. Look at it go. Oh, this is lovely. All right, let's go downstairs and close this door because it looks a bit weird with it open. So we'll close that. We'll run upstairs and we'll close this one. And it is totally moving. Something just spawned in or spawned out, I guess. Not bad. Not bad at all. Look at her go! Yes! So obviously tugboats aren't necessarily supposed to be fast, but still, she's doing it. She is totally doing it. This needs to be activated when we activate the engine. That is very important. But other than that, I am actually extremely happy with this. And it's all going to be built within one video, so yeah. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I think it's pretty good. What I'm going to do is have it try and pull... Oh, this might actually be a cool idea. Let's have it try and pull our Great Lakes freighter. That would be awesome. Before we do that, however, let's have the key activate these guys right here so that that works too. Let's go ahead and then save it. It is TUG 5, and that is it. Beautiful. What I'm going to do as well is add a flag. Obviously, we need a big old flag, and it's going to go back here, right there like that, and it is going to be a Union Jack. Oh, it's going to be a Union flag. Sure, let's do it. Wait, actually, we could do a different flag, but United Kingdom is what it is. Let's do it. I'm actually going to delete these as well, which is really stupid, but there you go. We're going to chuck that in there, and then we're going to paint these bits on. There we go. Does it make sense to do that? Not really, but we've done it. So there you go. Well, unfortunately, we have a bit of a problem. This thing doesn't have any rope anchors on it whatsoever, but still, we've got it looking kind of cool. I do think that the tugboat is actually probably a bit big for this, to be honest, anyway, but yeah, it looks pretty cool still, doesn't it? Still looks really cool. However, realistically, this thing should be a lot bigger than the tug itself. But there you go. There you go. We're going to end this video here for now. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed whatever the heck this was. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this thing. I'm also going to upload it to the workshop if you guys want to check it out, modify it, do whatever you want to it. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.